Hello and welcome to the show. Today, I'm going to give you guys some advice on how to spend your 2 million naira. Which is not to say I know for a fact that you have 2 million naira. So, the reason why I'm making this podcast episode actually is because I had a mentee, someone that I was bound to give some business advice. The person was part of the Faith Foundation. I've mentioned on the podcast that I offer free mentoring services to Faith Foundation. They are how do I put it, like an NGO charity type business that is concerned with entrepreneurial development. So they're based in Lagos, but of course they do a bunch of stuff online and with the marvels of WhatsApp and Zoom and everything. Those of us who are based in Abuja and other parts of the country can also offer our services, mentoring young Nigerian entrepreneurs in whichever part of the country that they are. There's also another platform that I offer free services on. I can't remember what that one is called, but that one is much more international based. So I've mentioned in the past that if you are interested in getting free advice, these would be the kind of resources that you guys should be paying attention to. So, so one of my mentees was a part of the Faith Foundation program, and Faith Foundation recently got in partnership with the OCIF. That's the Orange Corners Innovation Fund or something like that. I can't remember the full name. And I think the OCIF is sort of like a similar organization, kind of like the British Council of Denmark or Netherlands, or I can't remember which country, forgive me. But if you just go online and type in OCIF, Orange Corners, if you just hit Orange Corners, the thing should come up. So Faith Foundation has been in partnership with the OCIF, and they've been running a bunch of programs, incubator sessions, stuff like that for Nigerian entrepreneurs. And the fellow that I was mentoring from the 2024 cohort got a 2 million naira award. And the program was wrapped up about 2 weeks ago, as at the time of this recording. And there were other prize winners, people winning different amounts, lots of juicy amounts in dollars and euros and stuff like that, real juicy money. It makes me want to call them up and say, you know what, how about cutting us a check as well, instead of, those of us who are offering the mentoring services, might as well cut us a check too. So anyway, that was like, so my guy got a 2 million naira award. There were other prize winners. And like I said, all these opportunities are available, especially now that money is expensive and it's hard to come by. And this is one of the reasons why I keep telling you guys over here on the show that if you're worried about career development, business development, personal development, all these sorts of things, that LinkedIn is the place to be. So if you get on LinkedIn, connect with people, shine your eyes, open your eyes, be connecting with people who are involved with business incubators, people who are involved in venture platforms, angel networks, those sorts of things. So if you shine your eyes and you connect with these people, you'll be able to see these opportunities, because people say, so these things are here, money is flying around, how come I don't know? And this is the answer to your question. You don't know because you're not putting yourself in opportunities where you can get access to these sorts of things. So please, if you're not on LinkedIn, and surprisingly a whole bunch of you are not, because at the conference, the one that was handled by Coca-Cola, where I spoke about how you can use artificial intelligence to grow your business and to grow your career, I was surprised by the number of people. People my age and younger. There are some people, people between the ages of 20 and 40. Some people have never even heard of LinkedIn, and I was shocked. I just assume that at the very least, everybody knows about LinkedIn, but some people just think it's not worth their time. So, so I'm surprised if half of you listening to the podcast right now, you guys don't even know about LinkedIn. So go and check it. LINKED, and then IN next to it as one word. So you should be on this. Don't waste all your time on TikTok, Instagram. They're not a waste of time. It's all contextual. Depends on what it is that you're trying to do. But please, you guys, go get a LinkedIn account, connect with people, shine your eyes. The opportunities out there, take advantage of them, because these things are not going to last forever, because these things come and go out of fashion. So I guess for now it's fashionable to throw money into Nigeria, not just Nigeria, but Africa, because there's this whole thing that you're not really going to get outside returns by throwing venture money in the US. So people are looking for other places, India, Africa. Where can we throw a couple mil, grow something big, and then cash out? So that's not always going to be the case. So shine your eyes, take advantage of these things while they last. So while it's fashionable now that people are looking towards Nigeria and Africa as a whole, try and take advantage. Okay, so my mentee got some in-house advice from a marketing person. When I say in-house, I mean somebody who's part of the Faith Foundation framework, but the person is much more from marketing background. And the person was like, look, dude, spend this thing all on marketing because we're giving you this money. What we want to see is we want to see things grow. So take this 2M and just blow this thing on marketing. Now, the fellow had two businesses as my mentee. One was a game that was still in app development, and the advice that he was giving was to promote it because it has more upside. And the second business is a business cafe around gamers and people in the tech industry, and it has some small traction and petty cash flow because now cyber cafe, people buy airtime, people print, people buy drinks, somebody will buy meat pie, somebody will buy rice, so it's not sexy. It's small money. It's not sexy, but that one had traction. So yes, in theory, the game has more upside in theory. Develop this thing, promote it, get millions of people on it, advertising revenue, or, however it is that people monetize games these days. I am not a gamer. I mean, I play chess online, but then people look at me and say, look, you're not a gamer. As in playing chess online is not games, and I don't know what you guys are talking. I consider myself a gamer by my definition. So, but there are ecosystems out there of people playing games online, Fortnite, metaverse games, all kinds of things. So yes, in theory, there's bigger upside there. So that was the advice that the guy was given. Spend it all on marketing, especially to market the app. Now, this was my own advice to the guy, and by extension, this is going to be my own advice to those of you who have happened to come into some good money in 2024, and you're wondering, what am I going to do with this money and how am I going to use it to promote my hustle? Now, you might not be in this situation where you have two things to consider. Option A, I have this thing that is going. Option B, I have this thing that is going. So how am I going to spend this 2M? What am I going to do with it? So this is for those of you who might be in that sort of situation. By the way, I don't think 2M is a lot of money. It's not going to buy you much these days, because think about it with the fuel situation. I mean, now with the recent increase, every time I go to the filling station now, I'm putting close to like 40k in my car, and that's not me filling the tank. So run that math, doing it twice a week, multiply the weeks by the month, multiply that by the year. You see that actually 2M is not going to solve your problem. But the thing is, money is hard to come by these days. So actually, if you take part in one of these things and people drop 2M in your lap, it's not bad. It's not bad. At least if you're using that 2M to shock your business on one end, that's money that you don't have to remove from your pocket, to start worrying about fuel and internet and school fees and things like that. So 2M is not much, but it's not bad. It's an okay start. So my advice to my mentee was this. Go easy on this whole marketing thing. Relax on the marketing. There's a time and there's a place for marketing. Marketing is the business function that tells the whole world, I'm here, this is what I do, this is how my product and service can help you, this is how you can reach me, this is how you can buy. So marketing, everybody must get there. But there's a time and there's a place. Because like I mentioned, for the app, the app was still pretty much in development stage. That means this thing is not quite finished. Now, I looked at the thing, and to me, it looked okay. But then again, I'm a novice. What do I know? This is not my world. And when he did a soft launch of the thing, at what was the Lagos Tech Summit, something. The thing got some mixed reviews. So for ordinary people like me who don't know what's up, the thing looked okay. But for the people who know what's up, people who are gaming every single day, they say, the thing is okay, but it has some comma here, it has some question mark there. So my opinion doesn't matter. It's the opinion of the end user, the target users, that matters. So if the people that are going to be using this your thing say, the thing is okay, but there's comma here, there's question mark here, then it means you are not done yet. And if you are not done yet and you throw money behind marketing something that is not quite finished, you are just wasting your money. You promote this thing, you will boost it, people will try it and they'll say, it's okay, but it has comma, it has K-leg, it has question mark. Because of the comma, because of the K-leg, and because of the question mark, they are not going to refer it to anybody else. They are not going to share it. So you will just be wasting this money because you will boost something that is not ready to grow just yet. So marketing is good. And please, those of you who are marketing specialists, can you just stop advising? For you who just think marketing is the solution to everything, like, be calming down first. Sometimes there are substantial problems that we need to fix with the business before we start throwing money behind marketing. And this is the reason why I say we should validate a business first using a sales approach. Because as salespeople, it's not hard to go out and be talking to people and blah, 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 and all of this. So when a salesperson goes out and the person keeps hearing the same thing about a question mark, about a K-leg, about a comma, about something that is not blending, about something that is not jiving, that is valuable intel. Because as salespeople, we get told no all the time. It's not fun. So if we're going out and we're hearing no, and these are the reasons why, then as a business owner, you now have valuable feedback about what it is that you need to fix first. So marketing people, you guys should be calming down first. Try and figure out if there are any substantial things that we need to fix before you now start telling everybody marketing. And by the way, marketing people, this is something I need to tell you guys, you business owners listening. Marketing people are paid a percentage of the total spend. So if the budget is 2M, the market person is going to receive a percentage of this 2M. And to be honest, it just means that, a marketing person just wants to move now. Sorry, I'm bad-mouthing you guys. Maybe when people are having your association meeting, Nigerian Marketers Association or something, these are some of the ethical issues that you guys need to talk about. So because of that, if the budget is 2M, people are just thinking, more budget. How much is 10% of 2M? That's the one that will enter into my pocket. So when you're talking to the average marketing person, please bear that in mind. That is how they're compensated, unlike salespeople that are compensated on... we did a previous episode, maybe 2 episodes back, about how salespeople are compensated, base plus performance or 100% commission or something. So for salespeople, the calculation is a whole lot different. It's more about how much did I bring in, how many people did I bring, all those sorts of things. So that was my advice to him. Relax on the marketing. First, what we need to do is we need to establish product market fit. We need to establish validation for the game. The whole thing behind product market fit and validation is this. We're trying to see, is there demand for this thing? Do people like this kind of game? Will people play this game? Or the people that play the game, how many people will come back? Of the people that will come back playing the game, how many people will refer to somebody else or to share the link so that other people? And so I tried to get the guy so that we can come up with a plan where, apart from that soft launch, we're reaching out to other people on his mailing list, because that's also something the guy did well. He had a mailing list, which reminds me, I should set up my own mailing list. So he had a mailing list. So I told him, once in a while, let's release, you work on a patch, release it to another set of people. Do small testing. I told him 10 is too small. If you can be releasing it, 100, that'll be good. Because for something like this, you can't just get the opinion of 10 people and think that you've gotten good intel. So, yeah, that's what I tried to get him to do. So, you develop it, you release it small, people will play it, people will say, correct, this one is good, this one is good. All the places where people are saying this one is good, keep it, double down. When people say this one has comma, this one has K-leg, this one is rubbish, delete the comma, the K-leg, and the rubbishes. And this is how we achieve product market fit. This is how we build something that people want, and this is how we get validation from the market that this thing is good to go. So it's only when we're done with all of this in our business that we can now start pouring money behind the marketing, because we now know that as we are flooding the market, with our app, with our whatever, we know that these kinds of people will like it and there's going to be room for growth. So I told the guy, marketing, yes, it's good. Time hasn't reached yet. It's not yet time. Take some money from this 2M and put it behind product development. So right now, if you're currently doing this thing by yourself, I guess now is the time to start looking for other tech bros and tech sisters out there. Let's see how you can spend more money on product development. Make sure that you finish this thing. You have a finalized, fully functioning product. So fully functioning product before you now try and throw this thing into the market. So that was my advice. Number one, calm down on the marketing. Do product development on the app. Make sure this thing is solid first before we now start spending money behind it. Then I also advised him that, look, this cafe, I know the cafe is not sexy, but to be honest, the cafe is showing growth potential. So it's not sexy. But the thing is, there's validation. I assumed that in 2024, cyber cafes would be dead. That is what I assumed. Because back when I was 18 and we were all discovering the internet in Lagos and things like that, there was a need for cyber cafes. If you wanted to browse, you could not browse on your phone back then. You just could not. MTN, there was MTN, there was Econet, and I can't remember the other companies. Like, you just couldn't do it. You had to go to the cyber cafe. You take your laptop to the cyber cafe, they would unhook the cable from the wall, and then they'll plug it into your laptop, and then that's how you browse. And then you pay for time. So back then we used to pay 100 naira for 1 hour. And then the internet was slow autofocus, as in slow as in to check your email yourself. You're surprised that you have to buy like 2 hours just to respond to common Yahoo email. Back then there was no Gmail, so it was Yahoo. I think there was Yahoo Hotmail, and I can't remember which one. So you spend like 2 hours just to respond to your email. For those people who had emails, I mean, that's another story. I refused to open an email account. So where was I? So there was a time when you needed a cyber cafe. You wanted to print, go there and print. You want to browse the internet, go there. But now that we're in we're in 2020 something, everybody has internet on their phone, blah blah blah. I just assume that if anybody is going to business cafe, it's just to go and print. That's all, because that's what I do pretty much. All my invoices are submitted online, but there are some people who require physical invoices, so I just go there, print the invoice, put it in an envelope, and then drop it off at the client's office. So I assume that cyber cafes will be dead. But this guy has an interesting thing going on here. The cafe is built around, because this guy is a gamer and he's a tech person, so he knows how how they all behave and how they think. So he has set it up nicely. It's nice, it's homey, it's it's for gamers, it's for tech people. It's not the kind of place I'll go to, but the thing is, for those kind of people, they go there. They do movie nights, eat popcorn, have business meeting, do this, do that, networking. So the thing is making traction, small traction, but it is not sexy. Fintech is sexy. App is sexy. Website is sexy. Web3, anything Web3 is sexy. So everybody's chasing sexy. But the thing is, this cafe, well, it's not at a loss. And the money is, small. So imagine what you can do if you come up with a marketing plan around this one instead. So that was my advice. Get product market fit validation for the game. The cafe is already showing signs. It's showing small traction. You are not running at a loss. And you started this in several months ago. Almost a good place to be in. Because a lot of people open up the cafe and they start losing money from day one. And losing because they can't get people in. Then my advice again was, 2M is small. But say you can spread that money over 2 years. If you can. Because money is expensive and money is scarce. So if you get money from these sorts of programs, it doesn't mean you're going to get this money again next year or the year after that. And if you want to go and get from a bank, or if you want to go and get from a loan shark, in fact, from a bank, it's not a guarantee. You write a business case tire. Then from loan shark, they'll give you the money. The interest will be crazy. And then before you know it, they'll start sending text message to your uncle, to your father, to your pastor, to your girlfriend, to your in-laws, as in to everybody, to say that Chukudi came and took a loan from us and he owing us and he hasn't paid, as in they'll harass your life. So money is scarce and money is expensive. So in my own opinion, spread this over as long as possible. If you can do this thing 2 years, you can see how 1 year spend 1M, next year spend 1M, it will be good, because it'll gain you, it'll give you a runway for the cafe. It gives you time for the cash positions on the cafe, the cash flows on the cafe to stabilize and to go up, because it's making money. It's just small money. It's not shawarma money. It's just making like groundnut money. So give it time to for your cash flows to mature. And the reason why I said spread out over time is because he was talking to some other marketing people, another big marketing firm, and they were talking about a 3-month ad campaign, and what they were promising was brand exposure. You marketing people. Anyway, sometimes I want to break your heads. You see someone in this sort of situation, and your honest advice to him is brand exposure in 3 months. Really? I'm here to tell you guys, verily, verily, I say unto thee, there is no meaningful brand exposure that you can build in the short term. It is just not possible. It can't happen. Meaningful brand exposure is built long term and is expensive. It takes a long time and takes a lot of money. So the example that I gave to my mentee was like this. I took one step back. Everybody knows Amazon now. Amazon, big boy in the retail space, online retail space. So we did some research. And it turns out that Amazon, to get the kind of brand exposure, if you can call it that, Amazon was the biggest advertiser, I think, on Google, I can't remember, for over a decade. So this is how long it takes. Amazon, they want to be big boys in the space. They come up with advertising campaign and branding campaigns that lasts over a decade. They did not do anything in 3 months and then become Amazon. It's just not done. Then we took another step back. Let's leave internet. Let's go back to TV. I say Johnson & Johnson's. You know Johnson & Johnson's? Of course, my guy doesn't know Johnson & Johnson's because he doesn't have kids. I have kids. So anybody who has kids, we know Johnson & Johnson's. Diapers, baby wipes, Vaseline, hair cream, shampoo, all those sorts of things. All the stuff that you need when you have babies. So Johnson & Johnson's, they were able to build theirs because of more than 2 decades of advertising on TV, when TV happened to be the new technology. So I hope you guys are hearing what I'm saying. Amazon, a decade. Johnson & Johnson's, 2 decades. If you go back and do some more research into the radio era, you will find that it's my guess, you'll find that it's also possibly the case. So these are the kind of investments in time and money that are required for significant and meaningful brand exposure. Marketing people, please stop talking to young entrepreneurs and telling them that in 3 months you're going to get them to blow, or that you build brand equity, brand whatever. And please, you guys, be shining your eyes. There is no meaningful brand exposure that you are going to build in 3 months. And even if you build it in 3 months, it is doubtful if you have the capacity to be able to execute on that. Because there are some people who run some campaigns and the thing pops off, it blows. And then lots of inquiries come in left, right, and center. But the thing is, you haven't beefed up your manufacturing capacity. So you have 1,000 people placing orders, but realistically speaking, you can only serve maybe 100 people a month. That one is wahala, because you're just wasting a lot of money. What's the point of having 1,000 people knock on your door when you can only serve 100? It's a problem. So, where was I? So basically, I was saying spread this money out for as long as possible. This whole thing of 3-month ad campaigns is not going to work. And then my final advice that I gave him was this. If any marketing person or any salesperson or any other business vendor if they ask you for money, this is how much it's going to cost, but they did not ask you detailed questions about you your business, your product, where you're coming from, where you're going to. I told him, run, because they're after your money and your money only. In fact, if it's for marketing people, I've told you how they are paid. They are paid a percentage on the total sum. So when you give them the 2M, the first thing that they will do is to calculate their 10% or 15% or 25% or whatever it is and deduct that thing first. They'll settle themselves before they now go and spend money someplace else. Please, marketers, don't be annoyed. Please don't be annoyed. I'm not saying all of you are, pieces of... I'm not saying that. Like I said, next time you marketers, next time you have your meeting, if you guys have Association of Nigerian Marketers, Association of Nigerian Web Expertise, something, these are some of the ethical issues you guys need to discuss. So, okay, obviously today is a rant or one of those rambling episodes. But summary, these opportunities are out there. There's money that is being put about in entrepreneurial development. If you want to know what's up, please make sure you're flowing in the right circles. Part of that means you should be on LinkedIn. Incubators, be following them. Venture platforms, be following them. Angel networks, be following them. In fact, if you see something like, let's say you're based in Ibadan, and you join LinkedIn, and then you see something that says Ibadan Venture Capital Association. If you see that page, follow that page. You will now start seeing updates on your timeline. Apart from following that page, you will see part of the tabs there. You see people, you see jobs, you see something. If you're looking for a job in the industry, then you're sure, fine, click on jobs. Whatever is there, apply. But if not, look at the people tab. You'll find people who work in that organization or who work in a similar field. Start following those people one-on-one. This is how you now start curating your timeline so that when there's anything that is relevant in Ibadan, programs in Ibadan, grants coming up in Ibadan, or whatever, useful stuff coming up in Ibadan, that's how you start seeing it on your LinkedIn. You open up your phone and you just be seeing opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. It takes a while to train the algorithm, by the way. So I'm not saying that if you join LinkedIn today and you carry out this advice today, tomorrow you start seeing opportunities. It takes a while. The algorithm has to learn your preferences. Then, when you come into this money, be mindful about how you spend it. Money is scarce and money is expensive. Don't just blow it on one campaign. I beg. Then before you throw money behind something, make sure that you validate the thing. Make sure that the market likes it. Make sure that there's demand. Make sure that people want it. Make sure that people need it. Make sure this is something people want to pay for. Then you can start throwing money behind it. If you have two options, one option is has plenty of upside. Plenty of upside is good to pursue those things. But in my own opinion, plenty of upside is a gamble. It's not a problem. It's just that if you must gamble, be a professional gambler. Professional gamblers only gamble with money that they know they can lose. Like all these venture capital people and, VC people, angel, those ones, they're professionals. They only drop money that they're willing to lose. For us, you hear 2M, 10M, it sounds big. And yeah, it's a big deal for us. But for them, they're professionals in the space. They have done their math. They're only dropping money that they can afford to lose. If the 2M doesn't come back to them, say, oh well, they write it down as a loss. On to the next one. Which one is going to hammer? Which one will make us blow? Like the Facebook thing. The people who invested successfully in Facebook definitely lost money on other things. So they're professionals. They know the game. If you must gamble, then just do so with money that you can afford to lose. So if this kind of money, this kind of 2M is, is nothing for you, you can afford to lose it, no problem, then go ahead. But if you have a choice between plenty of upside in your left hand and then small traction in your right hand, my own opinion, let's just be gassing up the one that has traction and see how we can get it to grow. The plenty of upside one, let's pursue the upside when, your legs are strong and you know that if you throw money here and you lose it, no wahala, you won't cry. So that's it. That's my take. For those of you who have happened to come into some good money this year in 2024 and you're wondering, how am I going to spend this money between option A and option B? And by the way, just to dissuade your opinions, 2M sounds big, but it is not a lot of money, like I've told you guys. Just think about what I said about the fuel. You're buying fuel 30, 40K. You buy fuel twice a week. Multiply that by 4. That's what you get in a month. Multiply the monthly thing by 12. That's how much you spend in a year. There are people who are spending just 2M on fuel alone in Nigeria. Standard. So 2M, it's not really that big. It's a conversation I have with my boys right now, because my sons will hear something, they'll hear like 5 million, and I'll be like, whoa, that's a lot of money. And I have to calm them down and look, 5M sounds big. Nominally, if you look at the zeros are plenty. But purchasing power, what can the 5M buy you? You will see that it is small. By the time you do some small math, how much is school fees? How much is fuel? How much is house rent? How much is internet? How much is bag of rice? How much is meat? By the time you add all those things, you will see that 5M, it sounds big, and the zeros are plenty, but it's not going to buy you much. So if you do happen to come across this money, you get 2M, you get 5M, whatever, thank God, it's good. Put it to good use. But don't assume that your container has landed. Your container hasn't landed just yet. We have hyperinflation in the country, and so that that money ain't gonna do you much. So don't floss, don't flex like you have arrived. You haven't arrived yet. Spend it wisely, spend it judiciously. We still have a lot of work to do. We still have to grow the business. The time will come when we can relax and when we can flex. And let's see what else. Yeah, if you're going to engage any kind of consultants or specialists or things like that, just make sure that your make sure that your motives are aligned and your interests are aligned. And please don't do business with people who draw up a proposal and they didn't ask you any question. They just say, this is what we can do for app development. This is what we can do for this. This is what we can do for that. You spend money here, spend money here, spend money here, spend money here. Then they give you a proposal. But they didn't ask you for your app, who is the target base? For this, who is the ideal customer profile? For that, what projections are you trying to achieve? For this, they didn't ask you all these kind of detailed questions. Then please avoid those people. And finally, marketers, I beg no vex. I'm not throwing shade at you guys. It's normal. Even in the sales community, there are some of us who are charlatans. So that one is normal. Charlatans, we ever lead day. That one is standard. But marketers, I beg, don't be annoyed. No vex. I'm not abusing you guys. So that's all for today. If you happen to come across your 2M, these are some ideas about how you can make it achieve something for you in 2024. So thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode. Phone number 080-6466-2140. The country code is +234. If you want to connect with me, phone call, WhatsApp, just hit me up. If you have questions, queries, you want some tricks, insights, whatever, just hit me up. Let's talk. Then LinkedIn, the name to look for is Tavishima Ayede. That's my name. I'm the host of the show. You can confirm the correct spelling of my name from the link where you're listening to this episode. So highlight, copy, paste in LinkedIn. You see my handsome face. Connect. And even if you don't want to connect with me, definitely be taking advantage of LinkedIn. These opportunities are out there. Educate yourself. Put yourself in the right space so you know what's up. So that's it. I'll catch you guys at the next episode.